It's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video I've got a Nell build. I know Nell and the demo is like literally just released, but I've been pre-planning a build based off what we've got, and this with Nell is definitely, some of them are good stuff, but this is not what you're going to want to run a focus on. The way Nell plays specifically with her abilities is that you'll use her second ability to throw down your this, and then you'll use her third ability to pull mobs in and blow them up, and then you'll use your fourth ability to weak point damage them inside of said explosion. So with Nell specifically, this is a strong setup in Nell, and for modules, of course, we do not want to be running what they gave us anyways. In terms of setup, what we're going to keep from this is going to be the external components. Hang on a second, they've got max HP on both of these. I just realized, look, there's max HP on there. There's double max HP. It's not defense on the bottom one. Huh? What? The blue ones. That's so scuffed. Okay. But with this, yeah. Actually, I'm blind, so sorry about that. Yeah, but with this, these comps are going to be the right ones to read. You're going to want this for the weak point damage with Nell, and this is going to be the right stats as well, I'd say. Max HP and recovery out of combat for the top one is going to be good. A max MP recovery in combat for the sensor is going to be good. Shield recovery in combat, Nell can regen shield with her second ability. If you look over here, where is it? Shield recovery is 20%, so whenever you use her second, you can regen shield. So that's still a little bit back and forth. I wouldn't say you'd need it. I'd say MP recovery modifier, shield recovery in combat, or defense would be ideal. A sieve search radius with Nell is actually quite important because her passive ability does actually use a sieve. So getting a sieve and MP recovery modifier, I think, would be the best setup. Then display time on here with max shield would also be something that's worth it. I believe you'll probably be able to farm these comps inside of Axion anyways, so this is what I think is going to work. As for reactor and everything else in the setup, we'll get to that later. The Greg might actually be a decent call with Nell based off what we've seen, but let's go on into the actual Nell build. Now, based off her abilities and the fact that she has a 5% crit rate, not 15, so I need to adjust that, but the rest of this build should be still incredibly valid based off the way that we were playing Nell. We still don't have the red module, so this can definitely be taken with a grain of salt. However, the red module will give us a little bit of increase on her crit rate from what I understand based off the gameplay that we've seen. But take this entire build with a grain of salt. It might be a steaming pile of crap, or it might be really, really good, so we'll see. Starting off, we are going to be focusing on Nell's third ability, which is the one that blows the mobs up when you drag them into the center of the gravitational circle. Now for this build, we are going with a crit build. With Nell, you are also going to want to focus on maxing out your cooldown so you can spam this as much as you can. For your modules, you'd want to go with focus on non-attribute and focus on fusion for 1, her non-attribute, and 2 for her third ability, that being fusion. Then I'm going with a crit build. I'll also give you guys a non-crit build as well, but crit build for maxed out damage, because you can see here, after resistance, a crit is going to be just shy of 3 million. So with this, you're going to want to go with all 4 crit mods, and then we're going with hyper focus. Hyper focus is there because when you use Nell's abilities, you can drag them in, and then hyper focus does count, and then you'll be able to get even more damage on your firearm attack. So you know the firearm crit rate, sorry, with the skill crit is going to give you more damage for hyperfocus, so that's what I would recommend. Alternatively, if you don't want to run hyperfocus, I would recommend running amplification control instead. This will give you more range, or closer to max range, because you're going to want to run max range on Nell regardless. For 2 cooldown modules, you're going to want to run MP conversion and nimble fingers, as well as the 2 focuses, because we are trying to keep cooldown as low as we possibly can. And then for your components, I've removed my comps here because the ballistic set is probably going to be best. If you are still after something a little bit different, Enlightened Mage set with Nell would still do a lot of damage. As you can see, my damage over here has gone over 3 million, so that would also be a good setup. for the arcade tree, you'd want to go with full crit, full damage. So you're going to go for the golden node and then the node at the top. And then you're going to go with crit rate and crit damage and cooldown on the tree. And that should basically be enough. And then for your mutant cell, you'll go with the arcade overheat shield. Or if you don't end up using this, you can just take it off. But the overheat shield will give you more crit damage, which is something you're going to want. If you're using the seasonal bonuses, that'll be fine. And just in general, you'll see that our range is slightly overcapped, so we have got maxed out range. We'll have almost maxed out cooldown, 3 seconds cooldown, which is like insanely good, so we can spam our abilities. And then in terms of damage, we obviously don't have the actual data for the mobs yet, so I'm just using a 260 Legion of Darkness as a reference. Then for this, you can see here, before resistance, 2 million damage on a normal hit, and then 12 million on a crit. And then once after the resistance have been applied, it'll be approximately about 3 million. And Nell is an absolute beast. So this is what I would recommend. If you guys want to grab a screenshot, I'll zoom out a little bit. It's probably going to be a little bit scuffed in terms of resolution, but I'll give you guys this in case you guys want to grab a screenshot of the Nell setup. It is scuffed, like I said. I'm so sorry about this, guys. With the weapon on this as well, you're going to want to make sure you want to use the blue beetle for your crits. Now for a non-crit version of this build, it's basically the same stuff, except we go with power increase, focus on fusion, fusion amplification, non-art amplification, hyper focus, MP conversion, nimble fingers, then 2 range modules, and maximize conservation. You could remove conservation and replace it with focus on non-attribute as well for power increase, but you would be tanking damage if you do that. So in this instance, we are going to run this one with a little bit less cooldown. So that is just the setup on here. Conservation would allow you to spam this a lot more because you know how it works. As for external components on here, again, mage if you want something different, but it's going to be the ballistic one because you do want to be focusing on your firearm, or potentially a hunter set would also be kind of good with Nell too. For your weapons, you can take advantage of any stat stick. Nell does use tech abilities, so using a secret garden would give you guys additional damage on here, which is quite nice. Using a blue beetle would give you crit, and then she can run around with a peacemaker because everyone in this game can. For the mutant cell or arcade tuning tree, you're just going to want to max out your skill power again. No need for the crit, so you're just going to go with cooldown, range, and then you can go with MP recovery modifier and a little bit of HP, so on and so forth. With the cells, same thing, you won't need any of them. And then overall, you'll basically just be around about the same. Cooldown is going to be slightly longer, but in general, you'll be hitting 3 millions consistently, which is still quite nice. So there you go. There is a non-crit setup and a crit setup for Nell. So yeah, I know this is back and forth right now because we still don't know how this is going to be. Take this all with a grain of salt though, remember guys, because this is going to be like a massive what if, and if they change stuff right now. Based off what we've got in the demo right now, this is what we have on Nell. So if they do end up changing these abilities, forgive me, I'm not saying run this immediately, but we're gonna have to see how Nell is on launch, and then if she is still worth running in this exact way, then we'll go with that. But anyways guys, that's been this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please just smash the like button. A Nell build 30-40 minutes after the update came out. GG's, we're cooked guys. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.